Greetings, Love Posse. It's okay to be angry. You know, for the past couple of weeks, I have been having anger. And I know it's okay. I know because of what's going on the planet, the environment, the influences of the planetary positions, the behavior, the energy of the people out there that there is a high level of aggression and anger. So it's okay to be angry. These earth models, these bodies come with anger. We come with these emotions. They are for us to help us. Our responsibility is to investigate and explore the emotions, try to figure out how the emotions work, why we're feeling what we're feeling, to harness that energy in a productive way, to manage that energy where we're not going out, destroying things and hurting other living beings, killing people. So it's okay to be angry. I remember, being a little girl and well-meaning people telling me as a little girl, oh, don't get angry. Don't get angry. Okay. And as a child, we don't have the language. We don't know what questions to ask. We just accept what people tell us, taking in things like a sponge, not wanting to be good, wanting to be pleasing, right? This is the way of the female. And what those well-meaning people don't understand is that we're born with these emotions. We're born with anger. That the anger is a message. And for me, that message is someone's crossed the boundary or someone's behaving in a way that's not fair, that's not kind, that's not just, and you care. And because you care and you have this compassion, the harming of some other living being, be it cutting down a tree, to abusing an animal, killing an animal, to hurting a child, to putting your knee on the neck of another human being, that infuriates me. Because I care. Because I understand that we're all living beings. So when the tree is harmed, I'm harmed. And that ignites anger within me. And when I was younger and didn't understand the anger, rage. So what did I do? Hearing the voice of those well-meaning people. Don't be angry. Don't show anger. Smile. I suppressed it, repressed it, buried it, denied it. Again, not knowing that doing those things cause harm. Now I know, and I've known for a while, it's okay to be angry. It's what we do with the anger at the time. So I've practiced. Once I gained this information, the training, the knowledge about anger, about how I work with anger, or how anger works with me and on me, I noticed I feel anger in the liver, right? The liver is the seat of anger, and I'll talk more about that. And when I was younger, I didn't know about that energy. So when I would suppress and repress and bury the anger would manifest. The repression of the anger would manifest, because anger's energy, it has to go somewhere. And where would it go for me? My lips. I would have fever blisters, countless, just fever blisters everywhere. I didn't know at the time. I know now. I have experience of it. That's my evidence. And I have written information, which I will share with you, people that I trust. That's why we call it mind, body, spirit. I'm not a medical doctor. No. I'm a certified Reiki master. I'm a healer. I've trained in transpersonal psychology with a specialization in spiritual psychology. I'm an EFT practitioner, a reverend of metaphysical science. So I tell you from those roles that our chronic diseases in the body are psychosomatic, psycho, mind, somatic, body, okay? It starts in the mind, it's manifested in the body, through the body, okay? So the anger that I repressed, okay, beginning in the mind with the thoughts and the emotions and the feelings, and repressing it, it has to go somewhere. And the body wisdom, this beautiful body that we have, it manifests through the body for us, to show us, to help us, to tell us, okay, speaking to us, through the fever blisters, right, through the pain in the liver. You're repressing anger, Tyffany. You're repressing anger. And I didn't know as a child what to do with that energy. I didn't even know that it was energy. So you see how all of this is important. Knowing thyself, knowing this information, knowing how the mind, body, spirit works, mind, body, spirit, emotions, and social aspects of our beingness, how they're all interconnected. You have to know how this works. So now I do. So now I don't get those fever blisters triggered by anger. If I do get a fever blister, it's usually winter, and that's because my body is in a state, experiencing a state of shock from the change in the weather going from summer to winter. And now I'm exploring that. It's just so much to explore. It's fascinating. So I've mastered the anger by, one, acknowledging it. Anger. How do I know? My liver is just throbbing. It's just, ugh. Why? Okay. For me, someone's crossed the boundary. Okay. So I have to address that. Or someone out there is harming someone that I care about. I don't have to know you to care about you. So that triggers the anger. Okay, Tyffany, you can behave in an unconscious way, and a lot of people do that. They don't go through this practice. They're just angry and I've practiced this. I acknowledge. I ask myself, what has caused this? What has ignited this, triggered this anger? Okay, get an understanding. Okay, and it takes time to practice, right? I don't react. I want to respond in an intelligent, conscious, aware, loving way. I may not be able, if it's a person who's crossed the boundary, I may not be able to respond immediately. Usually it takes me a day, the next day I respond. Don't let it wait too long. And I address, this is how I felt. This is how you said this, and I felt this way. Okay, not attacking the person, not reacting, not calling names. I know how I behave. Okay, so I know I have to be calm because I want to be able to think, because our emotions can throw us off where we don't think clearly, and I want to be able to think clearly, consciously, be aware. I want to be able to speak intelligently, not blaming, not attacking, responding. Okay, from a place of consciousness and awareness. So from the acknowledging to what has caused this within me, what boundary do I believe was crossed? Then I go to, what can I do? Okay, you have two options. You can behave unconsciously, which many people do, harming people, property, just behaving unconsciously, or I can behave consciously. And to behave consciously, I have to be calm. I have to get back in balance and centered. So I do deep breathing. I talk to myself, self-therapy. Okay, you're safe, Tyffany. You're safe. You have the words, you have the language. Okay, you're a big girl now. You can address this. Okay, you're safe. It's safe to address this. All right, you're wonderful. I'm counting on you. We can do this. And just be calm. Sometimes I'm tapping here in the collarbone point. And just breathing. Just breathing. I know now that when I address the situation, the person I believe that has crossed the boundary for me, I feel better. When I was younger, I didn't say anything. So, right, the repressed anger in the form of fever blisters held it in, repressed it, suppressed it, buried it, denied it, liver aching. But now that I've learned how to respond in a conscious way, and I address it, address the situation, what was said, how it made me feel. I felt this way, right? Person's just saying words. I feel this way. And I address it with the person, you know. When you said so-and-so, I felt judged. When you said so-and-so, I felt you were looking down on me. When you said so-and-so, I felt you were angry and you were projecting that anger on me, gaslighting me when I said whatever, okay? I felt, use I. When I do that, I feel so much better. I'm not holding that energy of anger because it's an energy. It has to go somewhere on your lips, your liver. It has to go somewhere. So you have to process it. You have to move through it. It's for you. It's here for you. Anger. You're here. You're here for me. What message do you have for me? Sometimes I draw. I have a sketch pad, and sometimes I just pull out that sketch pad and a book, and I just draw. I do, like that. Sometimes it's like that. I'm like, and then I laugh, always with the laughter. I'm just made that way, okay? Don't take it seriously. So we have to harness that energy, and we can harness that energy. We can transmute it. We can harness it. We can use it for creative means, right? We can use it to empower ourselves. It's an opportunity to empower yourself and also empower the other person. You give the other person, when you bring it up for discussion, you give the other person an opportunity, right, to express themselves, to say how they felt. You see, there's an emotional aspect, there's an emotional intelligence required to move through this emotion of anger and to speak with someone about the anger, reasons why you have anger, right? That's part of emotional intelligence. You get to grow. The other person gets to grow if they want. It's an opportunity. And you have to keep practicing it. And the more you practice, the better you become in here. And the better relationship you have with yourself, with the emotion, the energy of anger, and with others. See, some people, they haven't been told this, what I'm sharing with you. We have people who are chronologically adults, but they're not mature. And we want to be mature, right? So we have to know how to balance and manage our emotions. And anger is a big one. And it's okay to be angry, right? That's the fire. That's the fire energy. It can get out of hand, right? We have people who don't know how to manage their anger, so they go out and in the world and they destroy things. They destroy other living beings and property, and they come home and they do the same thing to the people that they love because they don't understand. No one has ever taught them that, hey, that's an energy. And we can do something positive with that energy. We can transmute it. We can use it to create. We can we can do something conscious with it. What you're doing is unconscious. You're allowing it to take hold of you, to run your life. Don't be a puppet. Don't allow anger to control you. Form a relationship with anger. Have respect. Respect the energy of anger. So the other part of this, when we repress, suppress, deny, bury anger in the body, as I mentioned, it's an energy. Energy wants to be free. Mind, body, right? Our psychosomatic diseases, or what mainstream calls chronic diseases, but it's psychosomatic, mind, psychosomatic, body. So the energy, the feelings and emotions and the thoughts, the beliefs manifest in the body. Those were the fever blisters, the liver. I know this from experience. I know this from my training. I know this from all the reading that I've done. I know this from Dr. Gabor Mate. Even before I knew of a Dr. Gabor Mate, this is important to me. This is how I remain in perfect health. Learning about myself, learning about my body. When something happens, something pops out, or it's somewhere, when I slam my finger in the door, okay, there's a reason. Mind, body, there's a reason why this is happening. I explore, investigate, I'm curious, want to know. It also comes from, as I mentioned, my training, my reading. So one of my Bibles, Feelings Buried Alive Never Die, Carol K. Truman. I've shared this book before. And cold sores, fever blisters. The probable feelings causing this illness or dis-ease of cold sores and fever blisters. Number one, inability to express anger. Okay. Another one of my Bibles, The Complete Dictionary of Ailments and Diseases by Jacques Martel. Jacques. Jacques Martel. He says in here about the liver. The liver is the giver of life, cleansing the blood of its poisons and excesses and maintaining my emotional state, the blood, in proper balance. The liver is the place where I can accumulate poisonous emotions and excessive hate. It is the seat of anger. So what I've personally experienced when I'm experiencing anger and when my liver is throbbing, I become exhausted. I become tired. It takes away from my life force. Anger is a draining energy, right? We want to build up anger. It's a draining energy. It's okay to be angry. That's the first thing. Acknowledge the anger. Be curious about what caused the anger for you. Choose to behave in a conscious way. Get calm, right? Do some breathing, do some tapping, Whatever you need to do, go outside, hug a one-legged. I have this beautiful grandmother mesquite. Just if you have never hugged a one-legged, you're missing out, because one-leggeds, they give the best hugs. You may not be there yet. I don't know. You may not be there where you can feel the energy of every living being. If you are, you know. If you've hugged a one-legged, you know. It feels delicious. If it's a person who's crossed a boundary, right? Speak to them. Respond in an intelligent, conscious way. No blaming, no attacking. Remember, be aware. This is a practice. This is a lifelong practice. I've been practicing this for a long time. You have to do something with the energy of anger. The energy wants to go somewhere. It won't last, right? About 90 seconds. You get angry, 90 seconds. Anger's gone. But do something with it. Don't repress it. Don't suppress it. Don't deny it. Don't bury it. Create, harness it, and create something. Take a walk, deep breathing, tapping. Be conscious of it. Okay. That's it. It's okay to be angry. Ladies, women, girls, females, you watching this, okay? It's okay to be angry. It's part of these models, right? It comes with these models, right? The box, you buy a doll or whatever it is, a toy, and it says included in this box. Well, included in this model, this body, is anger. Thank you for your time, Love Posse. Peace and love to all sentient beings. Namaste.